Hello my friends, welcome back. My name is Jack the Snack That Smiles back. We are back for some more stories. Emily is here as well. Emily, say ah.
Hello.
Exactly. Let's go. I'm a 26-year-old male. My girlfriend is 24. Told me she is pregnant, but I am sterile.
Ooh.
I am from SEA country, and my first language is not English. Backstory. I got into an accident after my college, and will never be able to have kids. None of my family members know of this. They know about the accident, but not about this. I have always wanted to be child-free, so it did not affect me much mentally. Oh, nice.
Hey,
well, convenient.
Free surgery.
I have finished my master's degree last year and never dated before. I got a very high-paying job directly through campus placements. My parents immediately wanted me to get married after getting a job, but I wanted to work on myself and explore a bit. They said
How are you
no.
supposed to get married if you've never dated? Son,
it's your
you've got a
parents.
high-paying job now. It's time to get married.
Don't even, yeah, oh, God, what a healthy pressure to put on your son. They said no, and I said that it was my wish. All my life, I did what they wanted, and for the first time, when I talked against them, they were not happy. This was last year, and they gave up after COVID started.
Nice. So did we. I think everyone did.
Just in general, we just gave up on everyone.
Yeah, collectively gave up.
So I picked up some dating apps and went through them, but no luck. Then my parents introduced me to a family friend's daughter, and we clicked, kinda. Looking back, I was a fool. She said yes to anything I said, and never complained about anything. I felt kinda weird about it. I wanted her to express her interests, but she always said she was interested in whatever I do. Well, I did not think much about it. I said that I won't have kids ever, and she surprisingly said okay. I was like, damn, she is probably the one, as it is very hard to find a partner who is child-free in my country, or at least I thought. But we were in the initial stages, and I have not told about my accident. Long story short, we had it on a month ago. I used condoms because safety first. The next day on, she started ghosting me a bit. I thought it was due to my performance in bed and wanted to give her some space. Then she texted infrequently and only replied okays and Ks and one-line answers. I thought maybe she wanted to end the relationship and was sad, but I left it at that. Yesterday, all her family came to my house and she claims she's pregnant and the father is me. Needless to say, I freaked the frick out and wanted to collapse on the ground. I did not say anything while they were talking about marriage and stuff that needs to happen because I got her pregnant. Please advise me on what steps to take now, Reddit.
Convenient. There's a woman in your life you have to marry. Who could have organized that, I wonder?
Especially considering she was just agreeing to everything he was saying and wanting, So, let's move on to the update. That was a day after being the original story was posted.
Also, she found out she was pregnant in under a month.
True! Actually, hold up.
Like, you can do that, but you would... Normally you would notice you miss a period or two.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you just got crazy morning sickness and you were like, I'll take a test when we've only had sex once and he wore a condom.
Let me start off by saying I'm very, very grateful for all the Redditors who took their time to read and give me advice. I was overwhelmed by the amount of comments and how many of you said it might not even be my kid. Looking at it from a different perspective gave me much more insight on the whole situation. I called my boss and took today off. I called up some clinics to get tested and was given a slot on Friday afternoon. Then I went to the store and bought some pregnancy tests and asked only her to come to my place tomorrow, i.e. today morning. I also called my parents and, before I said anything, my mum asked me if I had any good news. Oh,
are you engaged?
Oh, that immediately. Oh, wow. Way to expose yourself, Mum.
That's like baby trapping at its finest.
Yeah.
That's marriage. That's baby and marriage trapping. Like, you didn't want to get married or have kids, and they're like, well, 2-for-1 deal.
I was shocked by what she said and asked me what exactly she was talking about. She then played dumb, and I knew that the situation was more fricked than I thought. I cut the call and cried all night till 3 a.m. A grown-as-heck man crying for the first time since 8th grade class.
Bro, let it out.
Yeah, if
let
anything,
it out.
Man, good. About time you started crying again.
Yeah.
She came today morning with her parents, even after I told her to come alone. They were under the impression that I was going to discuss engagement plans with them. I told them to wait outside and called her in, and they threw a fit. I told them they can all go back or let her alone come in. They said okay. I took out the pregnancy tests and gave it to her and told her to prove that she was actually pregnant and told her where the bathroom was. She started screaming at me. Never done this before. I was shocked at this. Then she went out the door and called her parents in. Now everyone is screaming at me in my own home because I asked her to prove the pregnancy, not even a DNA test. I told them all to frick off, and 1 hour later my parents and they all came to my home and they spilled the beans. She was never actually pregnant, as many Redditors
Wow!
said. Oh, who saw that coming? My parents were afraid that I was getting old for marriage and wanted me to marry and give them grandchildren. Oh, well, what a surprise. It was purely for selfish reasons. They said that in arranged marriages, no need for the people to actually get to know the spouse because parents choose only the best for their kids. They planned this all and were only waiting for me to have sex with her to do this. I broke down and cried again. Again, good. Let it out, man.
No.
All my life, I did exactly what my parents wanted. Always scored high and never asked for anything. I told them to get out and never talk to me again in between crying, and they said parents know what's best for their kids and I should do what they say. Then I got extremely angry and told them to frick themselves in my native language, which was very bad. For once, I think they knew I was serious with them, and they all left. I blocked them all before sending my parents a message to never again contact me in my life, even if one of you is dying. I mean...
What I like is how he still hasn't told them that he can't have kids yet, so they're probably always going to be hopeful.
Actually, that's the best thing, too. He's going to leave them just lingering. Oh, nice. I cried for some more time, went through some dog videos. Yes. Went through some dog videos and went through all my messages on Reddit, and I feel like I owe you guys this update because it was you guys who helped me do this. That is all, and I hope you have a wonderful day. But that's not it. There's another final update. Just a little short bit, 10 days later. I want to thank you all for taking your time and reaching out and giving advice. The last few days, I feel like a burden was lifted off me, especially from my parents, who always expect many things from me. The first day after the confrontation was a Schmidt show. My parents forced relatives to reach out to me, asking me to see reason. Lamau. I declined. They stopped after 2 days after a harsh message from me requesting no contact. I also took appointments for family planning, vasectomy, which is next month. Some people asked if I would ever tell my family about this, but I will not. My body, my business. I will, of course, tell potential future dates that I am child-free and also had a vasectomy beforehand. Some people asked where I am from. I am from India. I didn't want to be racist about it, but I was automatically assuming this was India. I feel it's just such a common thing. You see so many stories about this, and it's always people from India or just Indian descent. Oh, man. Woo, what a lovely ride. Man, child-free and Indian. That's a surefire way to get all the relatives involved and relentlessly trying to change your mind. Been there and heard that. Do not get a vasectomy. This is a knee-jerk emotional response. Give yourself some time. In 10 years, you're going to be a completely different person with different desires. These may not include kids, but give yourself the option. Your parents never have to know they exist.
He already can't have kids. This is just a double, like, fail-safe.
Oh,
like...
wow. You might regret this, extreme financial burden of your life. Like,
can you tell we don't like kids?
I don't know, man. It's just, I mean, even if someone wants to have kids, there's so many options out there nowadays for you to have them. You can adopt, you can get surrogates and all that kind of stuff. There are methods to having a child without just, splooging your own sperm and scumminess into someone else. Am I the a-hole for suggesting that my friend wears a bra or thicker shirt before coming over? Now you may think, oh, obviously you have to be an a-hole if you're telling someone what to do with their body, but it's a valid reason. I have a 6-month-old and just started allowing visitors. My best friend came to visit, and I texted her suggesting she wear a bra or a thick shirt if she plans to hold my son, because he grabs nipples very hard, and my friend has hers pierced and has told me they're super sensitive. I explained this to her, and she ignored my messages, but she came over anyway. Nipples poking through the shirt, and my 6-month-old was staring hands ready. This is not a visual I want, just a baby just... I offered to give her a sweater, and she looked at me sideways and suggested I was sexualizing her breasts and she isn't covering up. Alright, your funeral. I explained that wasn't the case, but she didn't want to hear me. I respected her decision and asked if she still wants to hold the baby. She grabbed my son from me, and within 5 minutes, he had a death grip on her nipples, and she jumped and screamed in pain and pulled him off of her. I said, "That's why I suggested a bra." This made her even more mad and said, "No, you suggested that because you're a misogynist." I was so confused and she left abruptly. She keeps telling our mutual friends that I was sexualizing her breasts and was trying to make her wear a bra or that I wouldn't welcome her, but that isn't at all what happened. Am I missing something? I feel like her reaction was really uncalled for.
I love the ETA, the edit to add.
In the midst of our arguing, she suggested that I should teach my son to not grab nipples, but he is just a baby.
He's 6 months. He's 6 months old. He probably can't even see that far.
All right, son. Sit down, son. We're going to read some articles about feminism, okay? You need to learn. Oh, the baby's a sexist molester. In her logic, that's what this baby must be. Top comment, Natar. You explained why you're suggesting that, so it should be clear it has nothing to do with sex, and she's the only one sexualizing the situation. She sounds like a drama queen. Is she always like that? Must be tiring for everyone involved. Hope he clarifies. Yes, she is. I love her, but even at my baby shower, she kept bringing up how she had a miscarriage. I feel for her in that situation because it's devastating, but it felt like she was trying to shift the focus on her. Wow. Yeah, I think we all agree with this comment. Yo, why are you friends with this person? She was bringing up her miscarriage at your baby shower and then ignored your warning in regards to your own child, then had the nerve to insult you? You have a kid now. Is this really someone you want having an influence on them? Someone who insults their mother and one-ups her at milestone events? Natar for Nipplegate. And she sounds just awful, lol. Yeah, I very much doubt anyone's going to think you're the a-hole in this situation. You really... How? You'd have to reach so far. You'd have to reach further than this kid reaching for a pointy nipple.
I mean, it's not that far when it's right in your face.
Yeah, true. Is this a good one? Is this spicy?
Yes. He's going to get massages, $250 massages on his wife's credit card because he lost his job.
Okay. Because that's what you
Weekly.
do. Wow. Yeah, well, when you've lost your job, you lost your stability of income, of course you just got to flout money on massages. My husband's 33 and I, 31, used to have a 2-income home, but in 2020, we've lost our home and one of our incomes, his. We moved into a smaller apartment, had to sell many things, and give up most of our costly habits. My husband has an expensive habit of going to the spa for a weekly massage session. We live in an urban area, so this stuff is ridiculously expensive. A single session is $250, and he has to have it every week, so that'd be nearly $1,000 a month. I offered him to have his session at a regular spa, but no. He has to get it from that luxurious spa near the restaurant we used to go, saying the lady who gives the massage is an expert, and he's used to her.
I bet he is. She knows how to push all the right buttons. She knows where all your tense muscles are. Right in the upper thigh.
Problem is, I'm the only income earner, and I'm struggling to make ends meet. I'm also pregnant and need to save money to prepare a nursery. I told him to cut his sessions, but he refused. I told him I won't be paying for them anymore, and he said he'd get the money himself. Then why were you... Okay, if you were always able to get the money yourself, mate, then...
I mean, it's 2022 and he still doesn't have another job.
Questionable. Yesterday I checked and saw that he's been using my credit card for his sessions for a whole month and had maxed out completely. I found that out when I went shopping for baby essentials, and the cashier said I had no money. I had to return everything, then went home and went off on him. I told him he maxed my card out and made me look like an idiot at the store. He said he didn't tell me because he knew I'd have to have an issue with it.
What a surprise.
Well, in that case, it's fine then, mate. Yeah.
Who would have imagined that?
I demanded he pay back the $1,000 he spent, but he refused. I yelled at him, calling him irresponsible, and he got upset and called me selfish, and told me to stop playing the victim, and that This is affecting both of us since he's going to be a parent too, and it's stressful for him. And I keep dismissing his own needs as a human.
You're pregnant
She's
with his
pregnant,
child.
and she's organizing the nursery.
And she's the only one making an income.
What are you doing that is stressful? Hiding the fact that you get a hand job every week. I went upstairs and he went out. He started giving me silent treatment, but I kept demanding the money back. He said I shouldn't expect it back since we're married. Then my money is technically his, and I should stop using his unemployment against him. Oh, I really hope he gets a job soon so she can just steal all his income. Oh,
I don't know what they plan to do when she's on maternity leave. If he thinks she's going to be working 2 days after that baby's popped out.
Ooh. Boy. Oh boy. Yeah, top comment. Not the a-hole. He stole from you to buy a luxury. Immediately cut him off from all access to your money and credit. Don't give him any money at all. And seriously, reconsider living with him since he steals from you. Also, is there any chance that this spa treatment actually involves him paying for this, the good stuff? Because there's something that feels off about all of this. Came here to say, you know he's freaking the masseuse, right?
Oh.
Oh, nice. Huh. Move out of the way, dump his ass. Dump the mother fricker already. Dumufa.
I don't know. I feel like dump his ass is a little more satisfying to say.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, okay, let's be fair. People sometimes need their own little mental health day sort of thing, their own little escape and stuff. I mean, doesn't change the fact that he can easily go to the cheaper place or, you know, find another way to have this, I guess, rejuvenation experience. I don't know, man. Just, you don't need to go there. You know you don't, but you want to because you can't move on from your rich life you used to have.
Yeah, and you're having a stressful time. How are you compensating for your wife working while she's pregnant? Supporting you.
Exactly.
Did you consider maybe she needs a massage? Did you see the comment how he doesn't want to get a job?
Oh, he doesn't want to get... What? I told him to go look for a job, any job, but he's refusing to lower his expectations for the bar for a decent job like the one he had. Yeah, something tells me this is a middle-class white dude who lived a very cushiony life growing up and now it's a matter of principle for him to not have to struggle for a little bit. How dare he have to be a working-class person after a, you know, what's that word they always used back in the day? After an unprecedented experience. That was COVID. What's in the spa water? Is it like gamer girl bath water or something? Why is it so expensive?
Maybe he gets massaged by gamer girls. I think this one was good. I didn't read the story, but I remember reading the comments saying that he is like super toxic and manipulative.
Okie dokie. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife that I'm not taking her to Orlando if she refuses to go to SeaWorld?
That bitch.
Shit, how dare she?
We're gonna go see Shamu.
Yeah, oh, come on. I want to see the orcas with the floppy fins.
Yeah, just go look down when you're in the shower.
What?
I said just look down when you're in the shower.
Backstory. I'm a physician who finally finished my fellowship training last year. My wife is stay-at-home and does all the cooking, cleaning, chores, and errands, which I'm fine with. She also She also happens to be one of those adult women who loves Disney, which I actually find endearing. I enjoy watching most of the movies with her and think she looks adorable in her Minnie Mouse ears. She's never been to Disney World, so for a couple of years now, I've told her that once I became an attending and started making doctor money, our first vacation would be to Orlando.
Orlando Bloom's house?
Yeah! Famous Disney man, Orlando Bloom.
What a great ride that is.
I'm sure she'd enjoy that ride. I'm in the process of planning the trip for later this summer, with my general plan to be to go for 10 days. 4 days for each of the Disney parks, 2 days for each of the Universal parks, 1 day for SeaWorld, and 3 spare days to do extra things like revisit whichever park ends up being her favorite, revisit parks that we weren't able to finish in 1 day, visit Downtown Disney, Universal City Walk, etc. Wow, so this man's got a whole itinerary.
Sounds like a decent person at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told her this, and she said that she doesn't want to go to SeaWorld because she watched that Blackfish documentary and feels bad for how they treat the whales. I haven't seen the documentary, but from what I've read, it's extremely biased, and to be frank, I really don't care how they treat the whales.
Great guy.
Oh, there, what's it? Oh,
it's just like starting to fall.
Yeah. It's crumbling. But I absolutely love roller coasters, and with the exception of the Hulk at Islands of Adventure, SeaWorld happens to have the top 3 biggest roller coasters in the city. I told her that I'm not willing to pay thousands of dollars and fly all the way to Florida just to miss out on some of the best rides for some silly ideological boycott. There are companies that have political stances with which I disagree, but I'll still purchase products from them because I'm of the opinion that life is too short to let things like this get in the way of enjoying yourself. That's exactly the logic I'm sure a lot of big oil companies and such have to why we should just let this planet be screwed over. So, you go, mate. I can see you becoming a doctor already. Really, truly the most compassionate of professions. She wouldn't budge, so I even offered a compromise in which we could go to SeaWorld for like a half day, ride each of the 3 roller coasters a couple of times, maybe look at the penguins, I love penguins, and then leave without doing anything else, including the whale exhibits. She shot that down too, at which point I said that since I'm the one paying for the vacation, she can either take it or leave it. We go to SeaWorld, or we go somewhere else entirely. She's obviously ticked off at me, but I don't really think I'm in the wrong here.
Just go by yourself.
Well, just like I love that they always end that kind of like opinion with, I don't think I'm in the wrong here, but you'll still make a huge post about it that exposes just how wrong you are.
Yeah, she only has one small problem with it, that she doesn't want to go to one of the theme parks for one or half of the days. And you're like, you know what? You get nothing, you ungrateful wench.
I would have played the tactic, though, of accepting it, taking on his offer, and then when the day comes, refuse to go in. Just be like, bye-bye, you enjoy yourself at SeaWorld, I'm not going. Done.
I'm too tired.
Oh, yes. I have a headache. Ooh.
Yeah, or if all else fails, period pain.
Yes. Just buy a bottle of tomato sauce the night before and just all over the bed sheets. Look, okay, based on who this guy is right now, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be able to tell the difference, let's be honest. Oh, you're a piece of work. So you've promised your wife for years that at a certain point, you take her to Disney. When she voices an ideological opposition to what you want to do, you take back your toys and threaten to leave the sandbox. A great ideology there. And because she's a stay-at-home wife, you flex your money and the fact that you're paying in her face. Not only are you the a-hole, I hope she leaves you and goes to Disney with someone who treats her nicely. And I hope you see the pictures and shed a single tear. Ill wishes on people. Love it.
There was one comment that was like, you're the a-hole for saying that you're fine with her doing all of the household chores.
To be fair, if my partner, if you were a doctor, I would happily be the stay-at-home person.
So yeah, if you were a doctor, I'd happily be. Why do you think I'm helping you so much with YouTube? All right, let's build this up. You can take me to Disneyland, but I don't want to go to SeaWorld. Sorry.
So if you're not going to SeaWorld with me, and we're not seeing some floppy fins, then what's the point? I want to see some nice floppy phallic fins. Whoa, this person broke up with their person at the airport just because they refused to get on the flight.
Yeah. No, so good, right?
Okay.
I mean, I know I keep saying that about all these stories, but this is literally what I've been doing all week, is finding these really good stories and sending them to you.
My boyfriend's parents paid for them, my boyfriend's siblings, and their significant other to all go on a flight to Cabo for spring break. Becky, his mum, hasn't seemed to like me for some reason. She always makes snide remarks about my parents' blue-collar jobs, and my field is nursing.
How dare she? So selfish.
Rich enough to, buy her son things? Maybe a slight Jocasta complex here? Who knows? We get to the airport and Becky got 7 other people first-class tickets and me 1 coach ticket. She told me I was used to it and she had a free coach ticket, so I should be grateful for going. Oh yeah, how grateful of her, because she didn't spend any money on you. They all did their express check-ins and left me in the long line for me to think about what the heck is going on. I had to keep from crying the whole time in line. I got to the counter, and there was a baggage fee for me. My boyfriend at the time never once helped me through the coach line or said anything to his mum. I looked over at his mum's smug face as I was about to pay the checked baggage fee, and I let all of my frustrations out on the attendant and started crying. Basically, she said, "Don't go with that family, sweetie. They don't appreciate you." Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you getting their personal lives. Continues to cry and took my luggage and got out of line with a super sweet check-in woman. I was so upset how I was treated and started crying on my boyfriend in the airport about how his mother was treating me. I broke up with him at the airport and his mother was so embarrassed. I told her what a biff she was. My boyfriend has been blowing up my phone saying how could I do that to his mother and just back out of a vacation very last minute and wasted everyone's time and money. Whose money? She admitted to not spend anything on you.
Coach ticket.
Oh.
She didn't even pay for baggage.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, top comment straight to it. Not the a-hole. The check-in lady was correct. If you would have got on the plane, you would have been treated like this for the entire vacation. It was absolutely the right decision to stand up for yourself. As far as wasting money, she said the ticket was free, and I'm sure she didn't spend much on your hotel accommodations. As far as wasting your time, you wasted enough of your own time on a relationship with your boyfriend. If he isn't going to stand up for you, they are going to say that you should be happy for any kind of vacation and to not look down on a coach ticket, but his mother was being pointedly rude to you. Absolutely.
I love how the mum was like, I'm so embarrassed. You embarrassed me. You know what? Think about that when you're in first class seat going on a holiday.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not going to last that long.
I'm so embarrassed. Oh, martini. So embarrassing. The desperate way to try and make a scene of it all. Ridiculous. Well, friends, that ends today's stories. As always, thank you for watching. If you're this far in, you enjoyed yourself, so leave a like. Do all the supporting stuff. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Mine has been Jack. Make sure you drink your waties and be good. Say bye, Emily.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and see you next time.